Good morning, my friends. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to leave you guys hanging with part 2. I just, it's been a really busy last couple of days. Actually, I started feeling kind of crappy yesterday, kind of run down. And, kind of have a headache now. I just got out of work and I'm still, usually by now I'm, all amped up and ready to go, right? But I'm, really, really tired today. I had a disturbing dream last night before I went to work. I was watching ghost hunting videos, which I'm getting kind of sucked back into again because I didn't tell you guys this part. Oh, I don't know. I must be out of my mind. So I went and I booked the Conjuring house. Do I regret it now? Yes. I don't know what I was thinking. I left the Lizzie Borden house so, pumped up because we caught the stuff that we caught. And, I guess I still haven't really physically seen anything. And except for the video I took. I did capture something in the video, physically in the video. So I'll talk about that in a second. But, no shadow figures or anything that I know of. I mean, there's one part in the video where I feel like the camera in the room gets blacked out, but I can't tell if it's me moving my arm or I can't see where I am because we don't have the lights on. But when I left there, like I said, I was all excited, and I think I told you guys, I know my daughter like a book. She was going to say, let's go to the Conjuring house. Before we went to the Lizzie Borden house, I did look into it. I don't know why, I did. And it said it was completely booked. So I wasn't even thinking about doing this. And honestly, guys, I would never go to a place like this because I know what's there. Lizzie Borden house, I was iffy about, but I felt like there was something demonic and dark, and I still do. I still think there's something dark in that house. But anyway, I don't know why I did it. It was one of them stupid... It was like when I booked the Lizzie Borden house. It was just out of the blue. I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm being sucked back into this stuff. And then this dream I had last night, I'm trying to interpret it because it was very strange. I was kind of kidnapped by someone or taken hostage by this man. I can still see his face. He had dark hair, a beard. He was a big, tall guy. Not a bad looking man. They say that you dream about people that you've seen in real life, which I don't know. And he took me, and I remember crying and begging him to let me go. And he just laughed at me. He's like, I can't do that. And then somehow I got away. I'm missing parts of the dream. And I went home and acted like nothing. I was just so relieved to be away from him, and I didn't think that he could find me from, like I said, the dream's all over the place. So I'm trying to remember it. So I don't even tell my family or anything about this. Wow, my head is starting to pound, guys. I don't tell my family or anything about this. I go home, I go to sleep for work, right? Because I work third shift. And I go to work, and he gets me again. He finds me and takes me hostage again. And that's where I wake up. I don't often remember my dreams. I know they say everybody dreams. I believe I probably do, but I don't always remember them. But dreams that stick out like this to me, I feel like it's a message. And I told you guys, God is not pleased with me right now for what I'm doing. Some people might not think it's bad. Some people might think it's a joke, oh, she's lame. Look at her talking about God's not pleased with her because she's going to go ghost hunting. No such thing as ghost. It's blah, 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 right? You have to experience it yourself. Just like you have to have faith in God. You're never going to see God. You're never going to see Jesus. You have to have faith. They're there, right? So if you believe in God, but you don't believe in ghosts, talks about ghosts in the Bible, right? Talks about don't talk to the spirits. It's an abomination. This is why I won't touch a Ouija board anymore. But the dowsing rods, I guess, are just as bad. See, this is why I'm not really educated on this stuff, guys. And I did this, kind of spur of the moment. And then the Conjuring house, again, spur of the moment. I'm not going to lie to you. I am terrified to go to this house. I'm terrified. We're going, there's 5 of us going. After this, I'm done, like I promised. Like, to me, if you want to experience something, this is the place to go. This is definitely, like, Lizzie Borden is hit or miss. I feel like things were talking to us only because, like I've told you guys, I feel like I've had these experiences at my workplace, and I'm not the only one. Anyone that's done an overnight, you work alone, at my workplace, have all validated they feel like something's in that house. It doesn't bother us, doesn't hurt us, does do things though. Like, I've heard doors creaking open themselves. There's been people that have seen like a black mist, and we had I think I might have told you guys about my coworker that lived above a funeral home. She was very sensitive to this stuff. So what else has happened? The electricity problems that we've had that have seemed to stop. Very oddly, it just seemed to stop. So I don't know if whatever was there left or whatever, but the other night, after coming back from the Lizzie Borden house, and things haven't happened in that house in a while. Like, I still hear knocks and banging, but I ignore it. I don't get freaked out like I used to. There were some nights I went into work, and as soon as my coworker would leave, I would get instant anxiety. I've been standing in the kitchen cooking, and just the hair will stand up on the back of my head. I feel like something's playing with my hair. Sometimes I always think I got like a bug in my head, because we do have spiders and stuff, you know, it's in the woods. And there's nothing in my head. So one time we had a dollar bill. One of our ladies lost a dollar bill, and we're looking everywhere for it. And my coworker was like, I left it right there. It was right there. It was gone. It was gone. It was gone. It was gone. No one could find it. Everybody's looking everywhere for it. All of a sudden, it's back right on top of the med cabinet. Like, barely hanging on, just kind of like half on, half off, kind of weird, right? And they looked everywhere for this. So things have gone missing like that. We've just had weird experiences, like I said. One of my residents did inherit a teddy bear collection from someone. I think I might have mentioned this in one of my videos. And ever since that teddy bear collection came in the house, that's how I feel like it started. But maybe not. Maybe there was something there before that. I don't know, guys. But anyway, so yes, I went and booked this stupid house. I don't mean no disrespect to the people that own it. I don't mean stupid, but it's stupid that I'm doing this. I do not recommend this. I am not trying to promote this in any way. It's just, I don't know, facing my fears, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. I know I love it. I know I'm fascinated by it. If it wasn't against my beliefs and you know, I know it's not pleasing God to do this, to talk to spirits, I would have a ghost hunt company. I absolutely would. Like, I love doing this stuff. I'm fascinated by it, especially because there's so many people that don't believe in it, and that's all that these people are trying to do, is prove it. But when you're watching something on a video, I understand it's hard to discern what's true and what's not, right? Like, and I'm sure there's some people that pull this fakery and, you know, they do things for clicks and views. I get that. But I would never do that. If nothing happened, I'd be like, guys, there's nothing happened. We had, a night with nothing. And it's weird because we didn't really feel like we caught a whole lot. Like, we didn't really feel like it was active enough. But we did get enough for me to be convinced that there are things there. There are spirits there. Whether they're demonic, whether they're... I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. Some people believe that whatever's here is not good. And like I said, if you think about it, what would hell be? It's the outer darkness, right? I mean, you're just there. You're just existing forever in eternity. So I don't know, guys. But because then you think, why a little baby's there? Well, maybe their parents didn't get them baptized. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. 3 of my children are not baptized, which is not good. I need to get them baptized, like ASAP. I don't know, guys. I've always believed in God. I was raised in the church. I went to church every week. I went to church school. I went to a Catholic school. I do not believe or promote the Catholic religion. I do not follow that religion. I just have my own personal relationship with God. And I'm feeling, ever since I've gone to this house, I'm feeling this, like, real bad, like, sadness, this overwhelming sadness all of a sudden. It's just very weird. I've noticed a change in myself. And I'm not lying, guys. I'm not bullcrapping you. I wish I was not saying this because it's making me think that something may have come home with me. I don't know. We didn't close our sessions out, guys, which is really bad. But I was so exhausted. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just like, I just want to get this done. That was it. I mean, I was so tired, guys. I'd been up for 24 hours. We did say in the morning, you can't follow us home. You can't, you have to stay put. We did say that in the morning. But, I don't know. It's a very sad situation what happened in that house. Regardless if he was a nasty man or he was doing that to his daughters. It's a horrible, horrible act that took place. And it makes me feel like, there was definitely something that took over whoever did that. Because that wasn't just murdering someone. That was like totally bludgeoning their heads in. Like, yeah, it was not very nice. So, I don't know, guys. But anyway, so I'll let you know what happened while we were there. So, when we first got there, we went up to the room. I didn't bring anything of value because I had read that the doors do not lock from the outside, which they don't. So, you can only lock your door when you're in your room. There's no safes or anywhere to put your stuff. So, you're kind of taking a chance because the house isn't responsible if your stuff gets stolen. So, I left everything in the car. We went to go eat. We came back. There was a family there from North Carolina. And then there was another big family that was staying right in the Lizzie and Emma room right behind us. We didn't really meet them. I think we saw one person in their party, said hello. They didn't really chat with us or anything. This family from North Carolina, however, they were very, very friendly. They had the noise-canceling headphones, which is the Estes method. I guess it started at one of these ghost hunts. That's where it gets its name from. I think Estes Estate or something, if I'm not mistaken. And then they use a spirit box. So you have noise-canceling headphones, and you're hearing what's coming through the spirit box, and you can't hear the questions people are asking. So basically, it's kind of another way to try to prove to people that this is no BS. Whatever comes through, they repeat. Now, you can't hear what's coming through. So I guess it really can still be faked because anybody can say anything, right? So I guess that method isn't that great. I don't know. But anyway, we did that upstairs in the attic where the children are supposed to be. And again, I don't understand how there's children when it's only one child enough to walk, crawl, and talk, 2-year-old, and then the other one was an infant. The third child survived. So maybe there are other children there. I don't know. Maybe they're not really children. Maybe, again, these beings disguise themselves as children so you're familiar and you're not scared and you'll talk to it. Because what would you want more than anything if you're in that realm and you can't communicate with people and you can see everything, you can hear everything? You'd want them to talk to you. They want that attention. They need that attention. It actually, I believe, gives them more power, which is why I say some things are getting really active, like the Lizzie Borden house, the girls coming out with nosebleeds. I'd never heard such a thing. People getting scratched, the ball flying off the table. That's like poltergeist activity. Okay, that's not a good spirit. And I feel like I captured a poltergeist in a picture. And I will post it on here if you guys want to see it. People can think it's fake. People can think it's whatever. But I'm telling you guys, it's a ghost. It is a absolute ghost. I didn't know I captured that until after we had left. And I was watching some of the footage. I've gone over this footage. I only have 2 live streams to reference. My camera, I told you guys, came out like trash. Either it's a piece of junk or I don't know how to set it properly, but it's hard to set it. So it's supposed to be touchscreen and it's not working out that way. So all of my camera footage is garbage. So all I have on my live streams on Facebook. And in order to catch this stuff, you do have to go back and listen over and over and over and over and watch and watch, because every time you do, you'll catch something. We did that with the family, the Estes method there. We were getting some pretty intelligent responses that were matching of what we were doing and what we were saying. It was getting a little creepy. That is the only thing we used up there. We didn't use anything else at that time. Then we went down for our ghost hunt. We met, I believe her name was Rhonda. She's very sweet. She gave us some history and gave us the stories about the two girls coming out of the dining room the other day. Not last year, not 10 years ago, the other day, with nosebleeds, two of them. The ball going flying off the table, as well as lighting up the cat ball. Telling us about how lately women have been getting scratched and getting hives when they go in that basement. Also telling us that Eliza is indefinitely down there. She has seen her. She talks to her every day. She says she sees her. Okay, so I didn't know if she was trying to scare us, like, trying to make it a little more spooky for us. So, I went down there and I was skeptical. It didn't feel very nice down there. It felt like something was watching us. We all said we felt that way. I believe I caught something up in the air, up near the pipes, orbish looking, and also near the bed. And my daughter's friend said something about the bed. She said, remember when I said something about something touching my leg or whatever? And I didn't remember. I didn't remember a lot of the stuff that we were been capturing in real time. To be honest with you, I was that tired. Like, we heard some knocking. The light, I made my own motion sensor light. Okay, I got the lights that you put up around your house, the LED lights, and I wrapped it around. I had this old craft. It's like a big circle, like I think for like flowering or something. I'm not sure. So I wrapped it all around that, and then I stuck legs on it and made like a little base for it. And you turn it on, and after 20 seconds, you can set it 20 seconds to go off. 30 seconds to go off, 60 seconds to go off. I had it on 20 seconds. So it would shut off and go on, shut off. It was doing that constantly, and then it finally stopped. And when it stopped is when I said, can you come in this room with us? And that's when I feel like I see that light get blacked out. But I got to go back and watch it again because I'm not sure if it's me. But it definitely did stop. We had that set up in the other room. Every time we did a room, we would put that in the opposite room, the room we just came from. The room that was happening in is the first room we investigated, which is the parlor, which is where they did the layout of the body, the wake bodies. When we first started, I was not live streaming because we were doing the ghost hunt with the Lizzie boarding house, and I didn't think you could. I was trying to be respectful to the house rules. My daughter's friend, however, was live on TikTok. Unfortunately, I didn't capture. I need to get her videos from her, if I can hold them in my ding phone. The cat ball went off. The K2 meter was going off when I was saying, if you're here, make this go to yellow. If they're here, make this go to red. It did. My light was going off in the other room. Now, the other room is where Mr. Borden was murdered. The room with the couch there. That was going off and on, off and on. So we moved from there to that room. Oh, no, we moved from there to the dining room. I'm sorry. Went to the dining room. Now, this is during our ghost hunt with the Lizzie Borden house. I don't think we got much activity in there during our hunt with the Lizzie Borden house. I think what we did in there might have been after she left. Actually, no, I'm lying. No, it was after she left because I wasn't live streaming then. That's right. So I don't remember much about that part, that session that we did in there. I don't think we got much in there. Then we moved to the basement. And then I think that's it. You do that room, you go to the dining room, and you do the basement with the Lizzie Borden house ghost hunt. They give you everything. They give you dowsing rods. They give you a little microphone there, a little voice recorder. They give you the cat ball. They give you 2 K2 meters, and then they give you a spirit box. The spirit box we didn't really barely use. I didn't use any of the voice recorder. We didn't do the dowsing rods in the basement. I was a little too creeped out, and honestly, I didn't want to see this woman. I was just waiting for her to come up here around the corner, and we didn't see anything. It goes by very fast. You only get like 20 minutes in each room. Oh, I don't know. It was a 2-hour thing, so I don't know. It just felt like it went very, very quickly. By the time we started, it was probably like 10:30, so like an hour and a half. Then when we went back by ourselves, after she left, we still had the equipment. We used the dowsing rods. They were answering. They were crossing a lot. A couple times very aggressively. We were in the dining room. Again, this is where the autopsies took place. This is where the cat ball flew off. This is where the girls got the nosebleeds. This is where I captured that poltergeist in the picture. We're asking questions. The dowsing rods are going. And my daughter's friend says, is it true that you guys were poisoned? Because there's a rumor that Lizzie tried to poison them with, there was like bad mutton or something that they had eaten that had been out for a while. And they all did get sick. In my phone, no fancy devices, nothing, speaks a person, not any of us. It sounds like a man to me. And it says something, it's the crime or something like that. Clear as day, guys. I even let my son and his fiance listen to it the other day because I'm like, I'm not crazy, right? You hear that? We did use my daughter's necrophonic app, but not often because it's very loud and it's very hard to make out what it's saying. And there were people staying there, and I didn't want to be disrespectful or loud. So I'm trying to think of anything else that happened in that room. Nothing really else. The dowsing rods were answering, that was really it. We went in the room where Mr. Borden was murdered. We were in there for a while. Again, my light in the other room going off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. We were in there for a while. I'm trying to think. We heard banging and knocking coming from the room where my light was set up. And the guide, Rhonda, also said she was hearing banging and knocking while we were doing our ghost hunt in the basement coming from that side of the house. Now, this is like midnight. Everybody's sleeping. These other families, they're not awake. They're sleeping. And our room was on the second floor. So I don't know if it was coming from upstairs or it sounded like it was in that room when we heard it. It was a loud like knock. What else? So then when we go upstairs to the Maids Quarters is where the children are supposed to be. We went back up there. I did not like it up there. I never shut the lights completely off up there. I don't know why. I got creeped out. So the dowsing rods were working. I was getting really bad hot flashes. That house was cold already. And once in a while, you could feel like a cold breeze like coming by. It was really weird. Even the mom from North Carolina said she could feel it when we were in the room doing the session with the kids, her kids and her husband. Yeah, crazy kids. She's like, you watch Sam and Colby? I'm like, she's like 8 years old. She was so cute. They were all very nice, very sweet. We should have traded information so I could have sent them the stuff that I captured. Because they're the ones that brought up the Conjuring house. And that's what got it in my head. They're like, oh, no, there's openings if you go through this other place. And I'm like, oh, that's all I needed to hear. Yeah, that's all this knucklehead needed to hear. Anyway, what else did we get? So we're in the kids' room, and I just caught this the other day. Now, my daughter and her friend think it sounds like a car, but you can hear the cars going by. You can hear every little thing outside this house. It's like the walls were paper thin. You can hear it coming through my phone. My phone picked it up every time a car drove by. They're like, oh, it sounds like a car. It doesn't sound like a car, guys. It sounds like a demonic kind of screech. I'm like, the car had to be screeching if it's a car. I said, and usually you'll hear the car because you'll hear my phone. All of a sudden it'll, like the speaker will get, the volume will get louder and you'll hear it pick up the car and you can hear it go by. There's a couple of times it sounded kind of poltergeisty, something kind of trying to come through up there. Again, it could have been the cars, I don't know, but this wasn't a car. It was only like 2 seconds long. It wasn't long enough to be a car. You can hear the entire car going by. And like I said, it sounded like some kind of demonic screech. And it's as soon as I put the cat ball down next to the toy box, of course, when you put it down, it goes off. I walked away, it was off, and then it went back on. And my daughter's friends, like, look, the ball's going off. And it was like right at that time. So I don't know, guys. I'm like, oh, maybe it was for me walking, but we had put that cat ball there before, and it didn't do that. So anyway, we went into the other room. That's where, like, my daughter's friends started getting a headache. We were all getting really tired in there. Like, all of a sudden, we were all just, like, we'd had it. It was, like, going on, like, 2:30. Our lights to our room shut off 3 times. I think as Abby and Lizzie room went off at the same time. Now, this is weird. So, listen. Because as soon as our lights went off, they're going, ooh, ooh, right? So, I'm like, what the heck? I think their lights shut off, too. So, then we turned them back on. And then, you know, we're doing our thing, whatever. And then we went back up into the room later, and then it did it again. And then it did it again at 7 in the morning. So I asked the guide after the first time, I'm like, hey, do these, like, light fixtures, are they connected to each other? Like, you know, how you turn them up and down the dimmers. And she's like, no, why? I said, well, it seemed like both of our rooms went off. I'm like, what do you guys have this on a timer or something? Is this some kind of spook you guys do? And she's like, no. So then when I'm going to shut the lights off upstairs in the attic, the same thing happened. The lights were on in the other room. We were in the kids' room, and I was trying to shut the light, and it was shutting off both lights. And it was turning on both lights. So that, according to her, is not normal. When we left to go eat, the house door wasn't locking. I mentioned it to her. I said, well, I put my code back in, and it locked. She's like, no, you don't do that. And I said, I don't know, but it wasn't locking, because you can hear it. It goes, and it'll lock. And I kept, you know, checking to make sure it locked. It wasn't locking. So she's like, oh, it's doing that again. So I guess they've been having troubles with that. Definitely something weird with the lighting in there. Because like I said, you turn one light off, the other one's shutting off at the same time. It was very, very strange. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? And then lastly, the wonderful picture that I captured. So we're up there, we're saying goodbye. We didn't go in the attic, which is a big mistake, and say goodbye. Nor did we go, no, we went in the basement to say goodbye. We went and said goodbye on the second floor, which is where we were doing most of our investigation, to be honest. And I'm panning around the room, you know, just, all right, Lizzie Borden house, thank you for letting us stay in your home. Nobody can follow us. You have to stay, yada, yada, you know, the big spiel, right? And as I'm panning, I stop. And my daughter's talking to me. And it's stopped directly on a picture on the wall. It's a 3-section picture of fruit. It looks like apples. And in the last section, and even in a little bit into the middle section, you see this white thing. Now, it's not my shadow because I'm like way across the table. I'm not even near the picture. And yes, there is a window with light coming in, but this thing is like, it's not like a reflection white. It was like pure white. Poltergeist looking. And you can make out eyes, hair, long hair. Liza has long gray hair. According to Rhonda, I believe her name is. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. So I got it there, and then as I'm going to pick up my camera, you can see it slowly move out of the middle frame and turn, almost like it's a face, and it's going like this, and it's trying to hide itself in the bloody picture. I swear to God, guys. And then I pan back around, and it's still there. So I don't know. She said that many people do capture Eliza. And a lot of people lose the footage. They'll go back up to their room. The picture's gone, you know. All that wonderful stuff that can happen when you're trying to prove to people that there's a spiritual world. They don't want you to know some of these entities. They don't want you to know they exist, that they're around you, that they're affecting you. But they are. It's unfortunate. It's the truth. And this is my mission, guys, to prove it to people. I guess you can't, like I said, you can't 100% prove it unless you're there and you experience it. And even then, you're going to try to rationalize it. You're going to try to say, well, it must be this. Well, just like the Warrens did, right? They tried to rationalize everything. If you don't know what The Conjuring House is, by the way, it's the first movie. It's based off the first movie, The House in Rhode Island. The actual house they used in the film is not the real Conjuring House, but it is supposedly haunted as well. I didn't know that. Fun little fact. Whatever was there was demonic. They think that it was the witch Baba Shah. I don't know how to say her name. I don't even want to say it. Who sacrificed her child to Satan. She murdered her child. And they say that some people feel like a pin poke when they go there, and it's her. The people that currently own it say they have not felt anything evil or demonic as of yet. But if things can touch you and things can move and things can drop, again, I don't believe that's just a regular old spirit. I feel like that's poltergeist. That's not good. That's like demonic stuff. And a lot of people get physical reactions in this house. People get scratched in this house as well. You have to actually sign a waiver to go to this house. You have to be 18 and over to go to this house. In the actual waiver, it tells you you are at risk of attachment, physical harm, psychological harm, I don't know, seeing ghosts. There are a lot of figures that have been seen in this home, shadow figures. People's feet get touched, and if you've watched the movie, the little girl in that room had her feet touched and pulled and all that stuff, right? That is where you sleep when you spend the night, by the way, I believe. I guess you could sleep anywhere you want. But apparently the most haunted room, and the room that the Perrons moved out of, is their library. I just watched Ghost Moms the other day, and they're wicked. They're wicked cute. They're funny. I love to go on a little adventure with them, but I got to stop doing this. Like, this isn't something I'm going to keep doing, guys, because like I said, I know God isn't pleased with me, and that dream worried me a little bit. I don't know, playing with fire. I know a lot of people don't believe in this stuff. My mother, oh, you guys are crazy. It's not real. I'm like, listen, Ma, like, you cannot explain. Please explain to me how a voice got in my phone that's not ours, if it's not real. Please explain to me what this thing is that I captured in this picture. Explain to me why we were hearing thumping and knocking and banging, and why our lights were shutting off on us. And our bedroom, the John Morse room, was like morgue cold. I'm not kidding. I don't know if it's just because they didn't have the heat on. And we were up and moving, and I'm sure our adrenaline was going, but, you know, it felt chilly when we got there. The guy was like, oh, I don't feel cold. I'm always hot. I'm like, it's chilly in here. It's chilly, just to let you know. And we went back to our room, guys. I had on a t-shirt, a flannel shirt, a big heavy sweatshirt, and then I went and got my Parker jacket out of the car. I'm always cold, and I had 2 pairs of pants on. I always do. I always wear leggings under my pants. So I was freezing. I had my face like this all night, freezing. What's weird was the knocking woke me up, as well as the last time the lights shut off. I was waking up a lot anyway. Like, I'd fall asleep for 20 minutes and wake up. I could not sleep. I slept for 2 hours. That was it. Plus, I was afraid they were going to leave me in the room alone. My daughter and her friend. I told her I would murder her if she did that. I said, if I get up and you are not in this room, boy, oh my gosh. So yeah, when the lights went off for the last time, it's like I woke up when it was happening. It was like something woke me up. So weird. I thought the girls shut the light, and they were just both looking at each other. And they're like, the lights just shut off. And I'm like, you didn't just shut those off? I thought they got up and shut them off. They're like, no. I was like, okay. So yeah, that was our experience. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Guys, I got a wicked bad headache, and I just got out of work, and I got to go back in 6 hours and then do another overnight. Oh, they say your dreams mean certain things, and it makes a lot of sense if my dreams are telling me I have too much stress in my life. I don't get enough sleep. People that work overnight have this issue, you know, like the sun's out. Why do I want to go to sleep? I want to enjoy the day. I like being with my kids. I don't like just going to bed. I feel like a bum, you know, and even though I need to sleep. So I don't go lay down till like 5, 6 o'clock at night, and I go in at 10:30, so I have to get up by 10. It takes me like a half an hour to get to work, you know, just getting my stuff ready. I stop at Cumberland's, blah, blah, blah. But like since the Lizzie Borden, like that whole week I was not sleeping. I was so excited and scared and, you know, didn't know what to expect. This stuff it's scary, this stuff. I'm not going to lie to you. It's scary. I like to be scared though, apparently. I do. I don't, but I do. I've always been like that since I've been a kid. I believe I had some experiences as a kid as well. My house where I grew up always gave me the creeps, the basement especially. Which a lot of kids are scared of basements, but one time I had this thing appear in my room, and I still don't know if it was a dream, but I remember it clear as day. I was on my top bunk. I never used to sleep up there because it was very high to my ceiling, and I had popcorn ceiling. Yeah, it used to get in my head and, like, yeah, bang my head. But I had bunk beds because I had a lot of cousins, and, you know, we were very close, and we'd sleep over there, and I'd sleep over there, whatever. I was sleeping up there one night, and I remember waking up, and there was this, like, red mist, and I always thought it was the devil. I always thought I saw the devil. And I never told anybody, because people think you're crazy when you say stuff like this. But I suffered a lot when I was a kid. I always thought, now I think back, I think it was anxiety. I had what you call, I don't know if I ever told you guys about this, but I looked it up, and it's a real thing. It's called Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Go look it up. It's very weird. I didn't know how to describe it to my doctor, and nothing was ever done. And then at like 14, I was diagnosed with anxiety. I was getting massive panic attacks. Thought I was having a heart attack. Thought I was dying. I had it in my head. I wasn't going to live past 21. I thought I damaged my body from all the drugs I'd done. I'm like, this is it. Look what you did. Like, you're stupid. And I just lived in my own misery, because I didn't want to talk about this stuff to anybody. I just kept it in. And I don't know. And then that's when I stopped actually smoking pot, because that was triggering it. But I kept drinking. I was a big drinker for most of my life. Not every day. Like, obviously when I got married and had my first son, like, we didn't go out partying and stuff, once in a blue moon. When I got separated, I went a little wild, because that's when I joined the band, and I was in the bar even more now. I waitressed, I bartended, so I was always in that atmosphere, and it's a very high-strung job, especially dealing with the public. And usually when people are done that work in those fields, a lot of people get together, go for drinks just to wind down, so I did that a lot. I also DJ'd when it was dead. It was like, oh, come do some shots. So I drank a lot during the week. Again, most of it was my atmosphere. Working in that atmosphere, it's rough, and wasn't for me, apparently. But anyway, I mean, I could do it now. I mean, I've been sober for 15 years almost, so I don't think about that stuff anymore. It doesn't faze me. I can go sit in a bar. I can go out with people that are drinking. It doesn't bother me. I never understood how people could do that until I actually got sober. But yeah, it's possible. And if I could beat those demons, then I shouldn't be afraid of these demons that may be lurking in this place that I am going to very soon. I obviously cannot live stream, guys. I don't even know if there's even what do you call it? Any like Wi-Fi in certain parts of that house. It's an old farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere, 8 acres of land. It's been through like 3 wars. There's that witch lady that I guess there's a lot of rumors. There were rumors about the Lizzie Borden house too, that they say Liza killed her kids in that house. She did not. It was the house next door. These people are saying this witch killed her baby in this house, and she didn't. She was a neighbor. So the new owners actually lived there. And they rent it out for ghost hunting. It's not cheap, which is probably why you don't see a lot of videos of it out there. So they go and stay in a different part of the house. I've been trying to do my homework like I did on the Lizzie Borden house, and some people left, couldn't handle it. some people, I guess, went and begged the owners to go and sleep with them. They have their little dog. They have 2 German Shepherds that live there. That's pretty awesome. I love dogs. I had a German Shepherd growing up. My son actually has one now. And one other guy, I guess, was in his truck sleeping, which the land is just as haunted as the house, so I wouldn't even stay there. If I couldn't hack it, I'd be going home. So yeah, there are some people that didn't make it. I did read a story about a guy and his sister that went there, and I guess her foot was getting tugged in the middle of the night. She was terrified the whole time she was there. He said she saged herself and everything. But yeah, he said the ghost meter thing, whatever, was going off all night long. He said off and on, almost like an annoying fire alarm, fire detector. And then he said the dogs, when they went in the basement and they were doing something, I don't know, he said the dogs were howling, which freaked them out. But he said it's definitely haunted. Almost everybody that goes there comes out and says hands down. Just go watch the Ghost Moms. They have one of those music boxes, which I think are pretty cool. They're very expensive though. And it detects when something's there, and it was going off like crazy. There is a birthing room in the attic where they used to give birth. That's pretty creepy. I don't know if I'm going to want to go up there, but we'll see. We'll see how the night goes, right? I think we should conquer the scariest stuff first and then go to like the rest of the house. I don't know. But there's 5 of us going in total, all females. I wish we had some guys coming with us just because it makes you feel safer, you know. You are out in the middle of nowhere. I know the owners are there, but still, like, if we wanted to go outside and explore the land, you know, I wouldn't do that until the sun comes up. So we're there from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. Again, they do offer you to sleep there. So we'll probably bring some sleeping bags, and, you know, they got some beds and stuff up there. And yeah, that's my next adventure, and hopefully my last. Because like I said, guys, I get sucked into this stuff. I don't know what it is. I'm fascinated by it. Like, I can't believe that people can't believe that this stuff is real, because it is. But anyway, guys, that's it. That was my experience. Hopefully I can figure out how to get my Facebook live downloaded to my phone. I've got it saved. I'm going to try to figure it out, guys. I'm not good with technology. So that way I can share it with you guys. And then the photo, I have a still photo of the video that I can actually post that video, actually, of me saying goodbye. It's not a good video. It's my phone skipping all over the place, and I'm going pretty quickly. I can upload that one for you so you guys can see the white mist, okay? I'll do that later on. I got a very busy day ahead of me. I have to go get my dress fitted. I just came home to use the bathroom, so I gotta go. I thank you guys for listening, and sorry again I took so long to come back. The Conjuring House, I'll probably be back the next day. I have the whole day to myself the next day. I have a babysitter for the baby, so I can sleep. But I am going to be pumped up again. I already know it, because I already know I'm going to capture stuff, and I already know things are going to happen, and I'm not really looking forward to it. Basically, you know, you just got to be careful what you do, how you do it, how you approach it. You know, you can't go in there and be a jerk, because, you know, then they'll show you who they are, right? So you got to respect them. You got to respect the dead, you know, if that's even who they are, guys. You could be talking to demons. I don't know. That's what many believe, and I'm starting to think so. This is why God doesn't want you messing with this stuff, you know, because why wouldn't he want you to reach your loved one after death, you know? How amazing would that be, right? And people believe that that's who they're talking to, because they know things that nobody else knows. But if the demons are in this realm, they can know everything and anything about you, especially your deepest, darkest fears. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. I will be back. Thank you for listening. Until next time, have a blessed day. And guys, please watch your back. It's getting really bad out there. No joke.